हेलो गाइस, वेलकम बैक टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल। तो आज के इस वीडियो हम सीखेंगे कंडीशनल ब्लॉक इन पाइथन लाइक इफ एल्स स्टेटमेंट इन पाइथन। तो अगर आप मेरे चैनल पे नए हो देन सब्सक्राइब टू माय यूट्यूब चैनल एंड फॉलो अलोंग विथ मी। पाइथन में इफ एल्स स्टेटमेंट होता है। इफ ट्रू देन वी कैन राइट एनी statement here like print, and I'm writing true. So if I run this statement here, then it will print here true only, but this condition is always true. So instead of this condition we can write here any expression or any variable here that will evaluate to true, then only it will print this print statement, else it will not print this if statement. तो यहाँ पे अगर हम इसको false कर देंगे then it will not print this statement. So you can see here nothing is printed here. तो यहाँ पर जो है इस कंडीशन को हम कैसे वेरिएबल के साथ रिप्लेस करेंगे वो हम यहाँ पे देखेंगे। देन यहाँ पे ट्रू है, ओके। सो आई एम राइटिंग दिस ब्लॉक अगेन हेयर सो दैट यू कैन फाइंड ऑल माई कोड इन माई GitHub repository, and I also am making this code is a comment so that it will not run every time, so that you can see clean output here in the output console. So let's say यहाँ पर जो है हम एक ले लेते हैं लैंग्वेज एंड इसको हम असाइन कर देते हैं पाइथन, ओके। एंड इफ लैंग्वेज डबल इक्वल टू पाइथन then only it should print this print statement, else it should not print this print statement. So I'm just printing here Python. So you can see language is Python. So if I run this code then it's printed Python. So if I change this language to something like Java, then this print statement will not execute here. So nothing is executed here. So we can write condition like this in if statement. So here in Python there are some comparison operators are available. So I can write here comparison operator. I can show you what are the comparison operator are available here. So I'm just making this Python again. So here you can see these are the comparison operators are available in Python. Double equal to, that means equal, not equal, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, or less than or equal to, and this is the object identity operator here. So these are the comparison operator that is available in Python. So we can use all these things one by one in our code, and you can also do experiment of your own to understand all these operator in Python. So I am writing here this code again, Python, and language is Python, and if language is Python then only print this statement, else we can write here else print something else, language not Python, so not Python. So if I run this statement then you can see here this executed and printed Python here, that means this print statement. And if I just change this one to Java and if I run this code then it's printed else statement here and it's printed not Python. So that in this way we can write equal to operator here in Python, and we can write if else statement like this one. So same way we can write here if else later statement here in Python, so that we can write something like this. If you want to write some if else condition, multiple if else condition, then we can do. So here I can do if language Python then print this statement, else if language is not Python, that means language is something like equal to, we can write here Java, then print language is Java, okay. And else we can write here again else statement, and here we can write not match. So you can see if I run this code then you can see here यहाँ पर जो है, okay, so it's using case sensitivity. So this Java is small and this Java is capital. So I can use here if Java, language is Java, so it printed language is Java, that means else if block. So if I just do here language is CSS, so it will go and print the else statement which is not match. So in this way we can write if else if later in Python. So in Python there are Boolean operator that we can do conditional check, like if both the condition is true, then only it will print that statement, else it will not print that statement. So there are operators like and, or, and not. Not is negate of true, that means that means false. So we can write here something like this one. Let's say user, I am defining admin and logged in equal to true. So if I check here, if user double equal to admin, okay, and I can write logged in, if true, then only go ahead and print this statement user login, else it will print not logged in. Okay, so here I can write and, that means if both the condition is true, then only it will go and print the logged in user, else it will not print the, else it will print the login not login. So if I run this one, then you can see here यहाँ पर जो है इसने ये वाला स्टेटमेंट प्रिंट किया, print user logged in, and if I change to this one false, then this statement will not print and it print else statement here. So here it will print not logged in. That means if both condition is true, then only it will go ahead and print this statement if block, else it will print this block. So but or condition is check only one condition, if true, then only it will just print the statement. So in that case it will not check for second condition. So if I write here or, and if I make this one false, so that it only check if admin is true, then only it will go ahead and print this one. It will not check the second condition. Or means if this condition is true or this is true, either of this condition is true, then only it will print this statement, else it will print this statement. If both are false, then only it will print the else statement here. So if I just run this code, then the user is logged in, and if I change admin here, if I append user here, and if I run, then it will print not logged in, so that this condition is false and or this condition is false. So this is not printed, only this is printed. So this is not operator is something, it's negate of true. Okay, that means if I just write if not false, then print this condition, this is false. Okay, that means this is not false, that means this is opposite of false, so it will print this condition not false. This means if I put here true, so true becomes false, so this statement will not execute, only this statement will execute if this condition is true. So this is how we can write the not Boolean operator here in Python. So there is each identity operator is there in Python. So that is something like if I just write one list here, and I also write one B list here, define one B list, and both is pointing to 1, 2 and 3, and if I print here A is B, so it will print here false because this A is not B. That means this is checking identity. If A and B point to the same object, then only it will print true, else it will not print the true. So this is the use of is. So it can be true if I just give here something like C equal to A. Okay, that means A value is C, that means C is also pointing to the same object. So if I here print something like C is A, then it will print true here this condition. So you can see here this is false, A is B, but this is true. This is, that means C is also pointing to the same object of A. That's why this is true. So if have to check two object is same or not, then in that case we can use here equal to operator. That means A double equal to b, so that it will check the content of this list both are equal or not. So this condition will print again true. So you can see here यहाँ पर जो है ये last print statement is printed true. So there are some values are there which are not true in Python. So these values are that is false in nature. So I can just give this value here. So if I just write this false values, false is false here and none is also false here, that means none is also false. 0 of any numeric type that turns into the false value. Any empty sequence, for example empty string, empty tuple or empty list is turned into the false, and any empty mapping, for example this dictionary, is also turned into the false statement. So if I just check here, let's say I am just writing condition, okay, and if I assign this value here false, and if I check here, if condition true, then only print I am true, okay, else it will print I am not true, that means I am just writing not true. Okay, so here false is obvious, this is a false, so it will print not true, that means else condition. If I give here this condition is none, so in that case also it will print here not true. If I give here 0, that means this is also turned into the false statement, so this is also not true. If I give here empty string, that turns into again not true, and if I give here this empty dictionary, then this is also not true. So if I put here anything like 1, so it turns into true, that means I am true. And if I put here this is in list of 1, then again it turn into the true, that means this condition turn into the true and this is printed. So these are the things that are false in nature in Python, and apart from these values everything is true in Python. So these are the things in Python in conditional operator. So you can just do your things your own to understand all these things. And तो आज के वीडियो में बस इतना ही. अगर आपके पास में कुछ भी क्वेरी है या डाउट है, राइट डाउन इन माय कमेंट सेक्शन. आई विल ट्राई माय बेस्ट टू आंसर योर क्वेश्चन. तब तक के लिए टाटा, बाय बाय एंड कीप कोडिंग.